No.
All right, Melinda. So it's recording. So your dad was supposed to leave April 6th
Yeah.
and go back. Was
And
he?
we don't know how long for.
Oh,
So we don't know until he gets there and he talks to the embassy over there. So, because he was like, worst case scenario would be like 6 months. So that's what we kind of mentally prepared for. We're like, okay, if that we have to go through, it's just temporary, like let's just we kind of wanted to get it over with,
yeah.
so I'm happy he's home right now. And we don't know when he's leaving now. He's supposed to have like another meeting like June 2nd. And I don't know if they're going to extend the date again because nothing is open, no international flights or
Yeah.
anything. So he can't leave.
Now, how would he fly home? Is it direct? Not
Yeah.
direct. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
What airport's there?
He goes straight, actually, sorry. He goes to Italy and then from Italy he goes there. So.
And we don't know if, well, do we know if Italy's even open for airports? Okay.
Yeah, no, it's not. That's why, like, when my dad was like, so is there any, like, there's nothing I can do when he talked to the people, they're like, yeah, because it's not open. Like, we can't do anything about it. That's why they have to just keep extending the date, which I'm happy he's home, but, like, at the same time, I want this to be over with. Like,
Yeah, you almost want to have
yeah,
them have the deportation start so that way it can be closer to being done.
yeah, and I'm like, hopefully, best case scenario, he's not there longer than 6 months. If he can go like a shorter time, but we never know because probably everything's gonna be a lot slower than it was supposed to be because of everything going on. Because they're losing a lot of money too. I don't know if you heard, like ICE lost like $1.2 billion because like no one's like applying for a green card or having lawyers or anything because we can't do it, like
Oh
they can't do
yeah.
anything right now. So I don't know if it's just gonna run slower or if they're gonna come up with a new system. I don't even know. But
So when he checks in, does he have to pay to check in or? Okay, that's good.
no, there's like, I'm not sure if he has to put in a fingerprint or something to check in.
Okay.
Or if that was the first time he went, but that's what he told me he does, and it's like 5 minutes, like in and out. It's pretty quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say maybe they might start being like, hey, you have to pay like $10 every time you do that, and then they'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
sure, you can stay in the country and just do that weekly.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you're taking what class is it you're taking?
So right now I'm taking organic chemistry 2 because I took that last semester. So once you pass it, you can move on to the next one. So
So did you take spring?
yeah, I did.
Okay.
Because I think I told you I was gonna take a break, but then you know me, I was like, I can't.
Yes.
Not when it
Yes.
comes to school. I'm like, I'm just gonna push through, whatever I was going through. I was like, might as well push through. And I got a 4.0 that semester too. So
I'm really proud of you. That's awesome.
thank you. It was actually better than first semester. Not like grades wise, but just like I finally felt comfortable and then everything happened and hit and I was just like, wow. That's crazy.
I know. And so I wanted to. So the main reason why I'm doing this. So I don't know if you looked at my YouTube channel or anything, but I do daily check-ins pretty much with myself, just in case mindset coaching and mental health stuff. And
Yeah.
then I do these things, which are connections, but they're interviews. But I don't like saying interview because my agenda is just to check in, right? It's just
Yeah.
a connect. Maybe I should say that. YouTube check-ins. Maybe that's what it is.
I was like, interview, what is he gonna ask me?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think I need to come up with a better term because every time I say these, that's the first thing I say is I'm like, I'm not trying to interview because I don't have a journalism degree. I naturally just like talking to people. And I just,
Yeah.
my honest agenda is, hey, how are you doing? What's going on? I want to know. And then I also, because I've been blessed with having such amazing or such impactful people. When I say amazing, most of the people I say amazing to kind of go, oh, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But impactful, they're like, that seems acceptable. I can be impactful. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not bad. And so it's, I want to be able to share those people with anybody who needs them, which once again, even though I know everybody needs them, not everybody's at the opportunity where they're ready for that, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So first of all, I wanted to just say you have been impactful on me because, well, for a lot of reasons, but
Oh.
for the fact that when you came to the gym and you were like, listen, this is what I want to do. I'm the captain of the volleyball team, even though I'm like 2'4". I know, because you and I like barely one of the only people taller than. And so I was like, oh, I'm taller than her. But that's because of hard work and dedication and effort and grit and mental toughness. And then you're telling me, you were taking, how many years did you take college level classes? Your entire senior year or before that too?
Junior and senior year.
At junior and senior year, because I didn't even take college level classes until second semester of college. I don't think so. I was like, oh, I probably should have paid attention. And you were still doing the extracurriculars, and you were still coming to the gym, paying for the gym yourself, and you're outgoing but private, which to me it's cool and it's not usual because I am like word diarrhea, right? I'm like, is there anything you don't know about me? I'll tell you even if you don't want to know. And you're like, everybody's going, whoa, a little bit too much. But it's not that you've shied away from it. It's just, this is kind of, you compartmentalize.
Yeah.
And which is not a good or bad. It's just, once again, it's a way to be able to get through things and you're successful. But you also had opened up to me several times and then you were more all of you. And so I understood a little bit more and I appreciate that because it's easier to coach somebody when they know what's going on, And so I think it was pretty simple and I felt very honored that you let me in because I know wasn't your like, hey, everybody, let's just come in and know my business.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was entrusted with that, and I once again felt honored by that. And then, when you told me about your dad and being deported, and you're like, but you were still coming in and trying and doing everything, and you were like, hey, I don't want to really talk about it because I don't want to break down right now. And I was like, hey, that's cool. Let's lift weights, yay! And so to be so young and to have, because I know the way your brain works, your brain kind of goes to, well, I just, this is what I have to do. This is what I'm going to do. I don't even know if it's a have to do. I don't know if you always feel pressured when you make your decision. I just think it's almost clear cut. It's like
instinct kind of like, I'm going to do it. That's it.
Yes, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And then you kind of like, while you've already started in the middle, you go, what the hell was I thinking?
Yeah.
And it's like, which is amazing because I'm much more, which is super funny because I'm much more reserved when it comes to decision making for important, like hard work things, because I'm like, ooh, that's gonna be a lot. Like, oh,
Yeah.
because I'll do something and realize I probably should have thought through any of the consequences of my actions right now. Whereas you go, no, I know there's going to be consequences, but it's like, no, that's what I'm going to do. And I'll just figure it out as I'm going. And I'm like, so impressive and so proud of you. And you're still a sweet person and you're still caring and you're a good daughter and an awesome friend and thoughtful and considerate and respectful and intelligent and pretty and outgoing and all this stuff. And I was just like, most of the time you'd come in, I'm going, because I'd kind of look around being like, I think I'm the only one that knows only what she's even allowed me to know. And I'm like, and because of our relationship, I knew more than you wanted to let me know. And then you were like, okay, whatever. And I just, that's why I always wanted you to be part of the lifting class. And I wanted you to be part of, because when you're so driven and so focused, I'd say focus, because you're driven anyway, but a lot of it is just focus. It's
Yeah.
kind of, to me, from an outside perspective, it's almost like, if I have things to work on, life makes sense.
Yeah,
And
that's me.
and for me, I'm like, if nothing's working, if I'm not working on anything, I'm cool. Like, I'm good, like whatever. And it's funny because when I left CFN, I ended up really, getting down on myself and feeling horrible and being like, I must be the worst coach and this and that, and some people felt uncomfortable with how I spoke to them and how I talked, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I realized, pardon me, I really was putting my self-esteem and my worth and my energy into what people thought of me, and even if they weren't the real important people to me. And
Yeah.
so I was like, oh, that's not good. And I had realized, like, God wasn't first in, he was barely in the equation eventually, which is not super good, because that's how I stayed sober, was, I'm a spiritual person. And I was
Yeah.
kind of like, ooh, afterthought, like, that's not good. Right?
Yeah.
And what I felt blessed with is that, I was able to connect with people like you. And so that's kind of how I know God likes me a lot, is because he put a lot of people like you in my life. And I was like, oh, that's so awesome. And so my main goal, like a little bit of an agenda I did have, was to be able to connect back with you and just tell you that, and let you know that I noticed. And I know what's cool is you don't do it for people to notice. Sometimes I know you do it for self-preservation, but like you said, I was going to take some time off, and that thought lasted like a week. And then I was like,
Yeah.
really? Like, it's a lot of me to deal with. I'm just
I
going to
can't do it. I'm like, I know who I am. I'm not gonna just stop. Like, I have to keep going. Like, it's gonna be hard, but I'll just work through it as I go. So,
yeah.
but
And,
that means a lot to me.
oh, you're very welcome. And like I said, just to have those qualities at such a young age says a lot. I am so excited for your future. And I know I've told you that before.
Yeah.
And because whatever you decide to do, you're going to be hard on yourself, but I'm sure other people will be like, dude, she's killing it. And you're going to be like, well, it's okay, I guess.
Like, I can do better.
I can do better. And, I love that. That's what gives me hope in humanity. You know what I mean? That's part of what I've been focusing on in this quarantine, because a lot of people go to the darker places, and yeah, that's an option.
Yeah.
But I sit there and I think, like, I remember several times being like, oh man, I don't know if I'm struggling with the gym, and I'm not paying my bills, and I'm not paying because I'm paying other people to work here and this and that. And then you'd come in and I'd be like, I'm just going to go ahead and shut up and be like, yeah, it could be a lot harder. And I don't even like to use the term worse. It could just be a lot harder, or a lot more, right? And you deal with a lot of more in such a, for the most part, and I'm not using all the time and every time and always, because that's not reality, but in a positive approach, and in, like, I don't want, maybe optimistic, or I know it's optimistic, but it's almost like yes, I can do better, but it wasn't, it's not like you don't discount what you did. Most of the time you don't discount what you did, but you can improve, which is, I think, that's a successful way of thinking. It really just is. It's an abundance way of thinking. And so, like, do you remember that we used to play it on the radio all the time, where it says, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe? You remember that one? So that's E.T., the hip hop preacher. He's awesome, and he's a motivational speaker from Detroit. He's awesome. But that's what he talks about, is poverty mindset and abundance mindset. And you have an abundance mindset. Those are the people that I'm attracted to. Those are the people I want to be around, because my natural state is not. My natural state is, what is the struggle? Life's so hard. And and I'm sitting there thinking, both my parents, they live directly next door to me. They're fine. They're always, they're married still. They like me. They never beat me. And then, you come in and talk about some of your stuff, and I'm going, I'm struggling at 40s, and she's 17 and she's doing this, and she's like, she's beating herself up because she was struggling on her cleans today. And I'm like, okay, perspective time. So what I was very appreciative of is that you allowed me to coach you in what you knew at that time where your struggle was, which,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And so I felt very grateful and very honored that you did that. And I wanted people to know they might think they have some struggles, but you've been dealing with your dad getting deported, even though he's been here how long again?
Oh man, he's been here for over 20 years.
Yeah. And he's worked, he's done everything, he was fine.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, no, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Even though you have a family here. Now, how old is your youngest? A brother or sister?
4.
Is that
She's
your sister?
4.
Or your brother?
Yeah, my sister.
Your sister's
I don't
4.
have a brother. 3 other
sorry?
sisters. I don't have a brother. 3 other sisters.
Oh,
so
3 sisters. And she's 4.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna get into political or anything. I just, and you were doing all those classes, and you were such a good student, and it's just like, it's amazing, or it's impactful. It's impactful. I'm trying. It's cute. And I love that I got to be part of your journey, even for that short amount of time.
Are you
And
still part of it? You know you are.
And that's why I wanted to reconnect and just make sure that I love it and I value that, and I don't take it for granted or take it lightly with
Yeah.
Because I've been working with U of M weightlifting.
Mm-hmm.
And the head coach there is amazing. He was the USA Olympic coach for women for years. But they coach different. They are very much, I'm coaching you about here, right now, right here. It's not a lot of mental coaching. It's not a lot of, and I'm going, do I say anything? This is weird. Like, okay, knees back. Okay, knees back. Okay. And it's not good or bad. It's just not, my nature is the whole person, because like I told you, if you stopped working out and you were just doing whatever, I would still care about you. Yeah. And you as the person is more important than you as the Olympic lifter, and you and the CrossFitter, and you and the running 8 miles a day, you freak, train for Murph. I'm super proud of you. My right calf and butt cheek are still sore from Monday. So
oh my gosh, I'm so sore from it too.
Yeah.
But the run was like super easy. I was like, yeah.
None of it was. I only did a quarter with the family because we just haven't been doing it. I didn't want to injure anybody, and myself especially. And I was like, I shouldn't be sore after a quarter. Like, oh, that's bad. Okay. So it just, once again, it gives me opportunities of improvement and where I can improve. So so tell me what else has been going on during quarantine for you?
I still, every day I write, hold on. Every day I write in my planner still, even though like it's not, like I just have to write down what I want to do so I'm like kind of productive, I want to be a productive person. I don't want to sit down and watch TV all day, like, because I feel like I'm wasting the day then. I could be doing something else like cleaning my room, cleaning the yard, making dinner for my family, like, little stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm just trying to keep myself accountable and being productive and, so that's really what I've been doing. There hasn't been much to do besides my summer classes, and I wake up and because both my parents are working, so, well, now my dad's working because construction is back up and stuff,
Yeah.
so, and we've been cooking and cleaning and stuff, so when they're home, like, everything's ready, and I actually have been enjoying doing that too, kind of like a new hobby, just like cooking new meals and stuff, like, oh, do you like it or not? And I noticed from CrossFit, like some weaknesses that I had, like which was my stamina, like like cardio based, because I'm more like thick, like okay, I'm gonna lift, lift. So I'm like, let me start running, because I can just go to the track and just improve on that. So I started with 2 miles every day, and then I just jumped and jumped and jumped, and now I do typically around 8 to 10, which is like really fun. I didn't think I would like enjoy running, but now I actually enjoy it. So yeah, that's
So
been
you
like,
are you gonna do a half?
I don't know. I don't
A
know.
half is only 3.1 more than what you do.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see how everything looks because I will definitely do it, but I do not know how things will look in the future.
Okay, so wait a minute. Now you've got me. So are you going to do a half? Oh, we'll see. I didn't say, are you going to pay somebody so you have a bib so that they can track your time and you can be official and get a picture? I'm asking you, are you going to do a half?
Yeah,
Okay,
I have
that's
done before. Yeah.
okay, because that's the answer. The answer is yeah,
Yeah.
because you don't do stuff for accolades anyway.
Hmm.
And so you don't have to wait until
Yeah.
just when you think you're wanting to be done, be like, all right, I have to get 3.1 more. That's it. It's a 5K.
Yeah. I've run, the longest I've ran during quarantine was 15 miles. And that was like during a weekend. So I don't know if my time was good or not, but I just did it just to enjoy it because I was like, let me move as much as I can.
So now that you're being recorded and I have proof, so you did 15.
Yes.
When's the last time you did 15?
Like a month ago, I think.
Okay.
Because
Um,
yeah.
what did you do yesterday?
Yesterday it was raining a little bit, so I didn't run, but the day before I did 8 miles.
8
So,
miles.
yeah.
Okay. So are you able to within the next 3 days run like between 13, maybe about 13 to 15?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Probably tomorrow or
Okay.
Sunday. Yeah.
So then I would say probably in 2 weeks you'd be able to do like 18 to 19.
Wow.
Or if you get 13 to 15, if you get to 15 again, which I would like you to get to 15. Get to 15, you know what the next step from 15 is, right? It's like
Just
18 to 20,
yeah.
and then it's a marathon.
Mhm.
So what I would strongly encourage you to do, being a coach by nature and somebody who likes you and is always impressed by you, I would encourage you to get at least one or two longer runs in, longer than a 10K,
Mhm.
or wait, no, what is that? Whatever. Yeah, longer than, yeah, try to get a 10K, which is no more than that. Whatever, 15 miles. Get more than 15 miles. Get 15, and then if you get 18, just understand it's going to be, you're going to pace, you're going to want to pace a little bit slower and just do a
Mhm.
marathon.
That would be fun.
And honestly, let me know and I will be there. I
Yeah.
will be there. I'll be your support person. I will
Yes.
socially distance and I will be your support person and I'll make sure everything's fine if you want. But
Yes.
I would love to be part of that because I know that's not what you thought of.
Yeah, it isn't. I'm just like, this is completely different than what I'm used to. I'm usually lifting weights and doing Olympic type moves at CrossFit, and now I'm doing running. But I like both. I love both. So I'm like, this is what I can do to improve. So when I go back to the gym, I'm like, maybe my times will improve, different workouts. I can retest it. It'll improve by a lot. Because I've
Yeah,
noticed, yeah, I've
because you won't be
noticed,
sucking wind.
yeah, exactly.
You'd be like, was that it? It was a
That's
20-minute EMOM. Was that it? You stopped talking. And you'd be like, okay.
okay.
But then the heavyweights, at first, heavyweights will be like, ooh, okay, that's been a
Oh
minute.
yeah, they're gonna be like, oh God, what is 100 pounds? This feels like 500. Oh, but
Yeah,
hopefully I can get a barbell soon and start working, because if I can get it, then why not? But like they're all sold out and I don't know which ones are like the best ones to have. And so the ones you sent me, I've seen before too when I looked it up, and I'm like waiting still. I put in my email so they can notify me when they had like when they restocked and stuff. So hopefully
That's
soon.
awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so please check in and let me know how many you did this weekend, because I
Okay.
think that's a great, because I don't think you're mentally, that's not your makeup to sit there and be like, oh, that seems like a big task.
Like,
Because
let's
you're
do
gonna,
it.
yeah, you're like, okay, let's do it. But I want you to make sure you do it safely, which means you know, rev up
Hmm.
a little bit and
Yeah.
come back down, rev up, come back down. But I think, like I said, I would, even if it's to make sure that you don't trip or fall or something, like whatever,
Yeah.
I would love to be part of that and just
Yeah.
be around. Where do you run at?
I run at East Middle School because do you know where that is? I don't know. It's in
Think so.
Farmington.
It's in Farmington Hills, right?
It used to be my middle school. I used to go to the track at my school, my old high school, but a lot of people started going there and I wasn't comfortable. Like even if we're far apart, like there's just a lot more people coming, people are running and so they'll come closer and run past you or walk past you and I'm like, "No, I want to be safe." So I try to find other tracks where I could run it and no one goes to that track ever.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, so I'm like, I can do it safely and enjoy it, and I don't have to worry about getting sick or potentially getting others sick too. So, yeah.
I wish you were thoughtful. Oh, wait. So, like I said, so what are you wanting to do for the fall? What is your school? Did they get a hold of you if they're doing
Yeah,
online, in person, or what?
sent an email. We start August 24th, and we're going back to campus as of now. I don't
You're
know
a
how
Grizzly,
things.
right?
Huh?
Are you a Grizzly?
Ryan.
Oh, U of D.
Yeah.
So they're going back, huh?
Yeah. And so I don't know if that's gonna change. Like, who knows how things will look once
Yeah.
quarantine is over. Maybe cases will increase, and then we'll have to go back and like, okay, it'll officially be online. But as of now, they told us that we're gonna be back on campus August 24th until Thanksgiving break. Then Thanksgiving break, they want us back home so we can just focus on taking our exam, like our final
Finals.
exams. Yeah. And then I don't know, I think things will go back completely normal in January, but that's just me like being optimistic, hoping for the best. But as of now, we're going back and I'm excited for that, but also like want to be cautious and like, oh, like I wonder how things are going to look in a couple months.
It is. And one of the things I like about, and I'm proud of you, especially because you do like routine, because routine,
That's why I write in my planner every day,
yes. Um,
even in the summertime.
but you're being very adaptable. And I think that's a great sign of maturity and mental maturity. Not just emotional, like, because you're emotionally more mature anyway, for lots of reasons, but mentally, that's a good maturity of understanding, well, that's not usually your go-to. Your go-to isn't free flowing and nimble. You're kind of like, this is not my routine. This is, what day is
Yeah.
this? Okay. Um, and but by practicing writing in your journal and saying, okay, so what's my planner? What does it say? What's going on? Here we go. I like that a lot, and that's awesome.
Thank you.
Very welcome. Well, is there anything else you want to say before I end it? And then don't hang up though.
Okay.
Or hang up, you know what I mean? Don't get off. I don't know how to end, whatever.
No, there's nothing else that I can
Okay.
think of right
Well,
now.
thank you again for being part of this.
Thank you so much for having me.
Very welcome. All right. Stay there, please.